right. Welcome to Gen X Rated Tuesday edition. It's been a while. How we doing, Billy?
Yeah, it's been a minute. Haven't heard the music in a while, so good to hear you let it roll. Very nicely done.
Thanks. I did that for you.
I appreciate that.
Anytime. Yeah, it has been a few days, or as they say in Missouri, it's been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like nothing's really changed.
Oh.
You
Not for
noticing
the
anything?
better anyway, no. But you get used to this shit show. It's something new every damn day. So yeah, it's good news is it's pretty easy to jump right back in where we left off. But it was nice to take a little break just to clear your head a little bit, take a little time and just kind of step away. So yeah, it was good, but it's good to be back.
Well, glad to have you back. We aren't going to talk a whole lot about much of this stuff, but there was the big summit up in Alaska, which Trump wasn't aware that that is actually part of the United States. But once he flew back to the States and realized he didn't leave, I think he caught on. But what a performance, huh? I mean, you bring this murderous dictator who started a war in an allied country of ours, and I've never seen such a big smile on that guy's face. I mean,
He loves his daddy.
it was really kind of shocking to see the big smile. They rolled out the red carpet for him. Um, this is a nice photo. This was after the pantsing. He kind of looks like he dropped one.
There goes my Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, though he did call the guy from Norway and suggested he probably deserves it. Um, you can just see. I mean, Putin's just playing this guy. He really got nothing out of it.
Well, I think if you if you look a little lower on the image of the picture, you'd probably see Trumpy getting ready to hit his knees and Putin unzipping his pants. But
That could very well be. I want to say
hello, Donald.
the most disturbing part to me of this whole thing was this: to see these soldiers literally rolling out the red carpet for a dictator.
Yeah.
Um, there's other photos that I'm not going to show with them on their knees, prepping the carpet.
Oh yeah, with Putin's playing in the background and his thugs overseeing. I mean, yeah, that's just disgraceful. That's just a slap in the face for anybody who serves or has ever served. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I couldn't agree more. Here's a little different way of dealing with Putin, whether you like Obama or not. I'm not going to say that they didn't have their moments together, that it was all tense like this. But this was one of the original meetings, and it was Obama's way of saying, hey, and again here, getting tight quarters.
The body language leading in on him. Yeah. Yeah. Look here, little man.
That's right. And then the other guy put him in his car.
Yeah.
Unheard of that you would have this type of person inside the beast. Trump's not even paying attention. I mean, they're going to have to clean that car just to make sure. How can you trust this guy to not do anything, illegal or unwanted? Now you're inviting him into the house. I don't get it.
I don't know. It makes no sense to me. But, again, this is the guy that invited Putin's ministers in his first term.
That's right.
Into the White House.
In no press, and had a good laugh about that one. Boy.
Yeah, this is absurd. We are just living in a very bizarre time.
There's another photo in the car, which I'm not going to put up, with Putin basically covering his mouth like this. I'm sure the smell isn't amazing. Okay, we'll leave it at that. But
oh God,
kind of disturbing. Much like this whole presidency has been. I'm going to put this up. Part of the time away, I was fortunate enough to get out of town to a national park for a couple days, which was really amazing. We had hiked fairly recently, yourself and I, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to go there yet. Yellowstone, you got your national parks, Zion National Park. I mean, these places are amazing and just a great place to get away and have some quiet from all this nonsense that we talk about every day. The reason why I bring it up is not about my travels per se, but prior episodes we talked about the national parks, how they're understaffed, how they're the infrastructure is having issues because they are understaffed, and who's actually taking care of the parks. One of the things that they asked for, Trump and his Interior Secretary, Doug Burgum, was putting up signage that if you're offended by anything you see in the parks or museums or whatever, to let them know.
I didn't like the way that owl was looking at me. That bear looks very woke.
Again, yes, about the woke. So there's 433 national parks, monuments, and battlefields. And they're demanding a crackdown on any material that inappropriately disparages America. Could be our treatment of the Native Americans. So they put out these surveys and QR codes asking people that are visiting the parks that please let us know if these things are bothering you. And most of the people said they were reluctant to add anything or demand the removal of any parks material about darker chapters in our past, slavery, mistreatment of Native tribes and such, because it is part of our history.
Mm-hmm.
When they come to these monuments or these areas where occurrences happened, could be Gettysburg, they wanted the rangers to have this information. They wanted to learn historically.
Yeah.
So there weren't very many complaints. A lot of the feedback was people praising the park workers, rangers, people saying that they loved the parks and they wanted to help any way they could. Other comments about history belonging to all people. And the only real negatives that seemed to be generated were about woke religion and fashionable leftist jargon.
What does that even mean?
I'm not sure. But if you used AI a little bit more and ChatGPT, you might know, Billy. This was through The Guardian, and they said a lot of the complaints, and there weren't that many, but they all seem to be generated from the same like AI formula. Surprise.
Yeah.
More gaslighting and more bullshit. So just to continue on that really quickly, Trump's now attacking the Smithsonian, which isn't new. I mean, we knew about this. Let me put that up on the Smithsonian. Another place that we've talked about in the past, amazing museums that they have in DC and other places. And you kind of learn about your history. Trump's Truth Social post today said that the Smithsonian's out of control. Museums throughout DC, and these are his quotes, but all over the country are, essentially, the last remaining segment of woke. How horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, is all they talk about, when they should be talking about us being the hottest country in the world. Slavery was pretty bad, right?
Yeah, it was horrific. Chattel slavery in this country was a fucking nightmare, and it was a fucking stain on all of us. But yeah, let's whitewash it, make it something good, because they learned valuable skills, and it really increased the level of affection between the races. What the fuck?
The worst comment was when they were like, well, at least they weren't killed.
A lot of them were.
Yeah, a lot of them were eventually, after they were of no more use to certain people.
Or for punishment, some of the fucking plantation owners, especially down in the deep, deep South, would, hey, if you stepped out of line, maybe they'd make an example out of you through fucking horrific torture. It was indescribably horrible. And to fucking try to whitewash that and cover it up with how great we are, look, you can still be a great nation. You can acknowledge what happened. You can acknowledge the genocide of the natives. You can acknowledge that slavery was a horrible thing and we've moved on. The only problem is we don't. We are stuck in that mindset that anything negative means we're not great. And lately we haven't been great, especially under the leadership of this twat waffle. It's ridiculous. And the fact that he's duped the whole GOP, and some of these idiots probably didn't even have to be duped. They fell right into line because there's a certain percentage of the population that eats this shit up. It's just, it's insane. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense at all.
They seem to get off on it.
Yeah. And I read a piece by Tom Hartman the other day, essentially saying that the modern GOP and Trump, they're recreating the old Confederacy, which was a right-wing racist oligarchy, wealthy plantation owners at the very top. Every rule was, to their benefit. And you had slaves who were basically property. And then you had poor white people who did their bidding. Because, like LBJ famously pointed out, you take the lowest white man and tell him, well, you're not the lowest. There's black people below you. And you can not only pick their pocket, they'll fucking dig into their pockets and give it away to you. And that's essentially the model of the old Confederacy. And that's how the South has been: anti-union, anti-anything, voting rights. People had to die for that.
Yeah.
People had to die for civil rights. And we seem to have lost track of that, lost focus on it. And to watch it being repeated over and over again by these imbeciles, these people who have no sense of empathy, humanity. They like to call themselves Christians. It's a disgusting bunch of people: neo-Nazis, fake religious evangelical assholes, and assorted idiots and enablers and sycophants. It's just disgusting.
It's not a great bunch. And you've been saying this for over a year plus about, we should have finished the job with the Civil War. Maybe we wouldn't be back here.
And I am now should have lasted a generation, yeah.
And I am now seeing that on a lot of videos online of people saying, hey, this is because we didn't finish what we started. Mm-hmm. Now we're naming bases after Confederate generals. Now we're bringing the monuments back, because that's so important at this day and age.
Oh, yeah. And, you've got a chode like Whiskey Pete in charge of the Defense Department now. Mm-hmm. You change the name of the vessel named for Harvey Milk, who served. Yes. You want to change is it the Harriet Tubman?
Yep.
Vessel? You want to change that name? You're kicking trans people and gay people out of the military. And here's something, Pete. I've seen you doing your pull-ups. Your form sucks. Apparently you skip leg day, and your push-up form isn't any better either. What the fuck? You're kicking out people that are probably way better conditioned than you are and stronger than you for a photo op with fucking testosterone-fueled, red-faced asshole.
I guess we're going right to it.
RFK. Yeah, I'm sorry. I went right to the clit. I couldn't help it. But Jesus Christ, these people they're just so upsetting.
And you want to talk about cosplay? You're right. These guys were doing their special. It's called the Bobby and Hegseth challenge. It's so many things in a minute or whatever. Pull-ups, push-ups. We're not going to show the video, but his pull-ups were pathetic.
They were pathetic. He's kipping.
RFK is 71 years old. He was cranking them out. I'm not saying he hasn't had.
Yeah, no. Look, the guy's in amazing shape. He knows how to work out, and the testosterone obviously helps. But he puts in the work. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
I've seen some of his workout stuff. He has good form. Hegseth, not so much. Fuck
that was a joke. And then they're showing that he took a tour around the Pentagon. He's taken down all kinds of art, and you can see the background here. That says when he was confirmed kissing his wife. He's got photos of himself all over the Pentagon. I don't know what they did with the other photos, but they're gone.
He's got his own makeup studio. He's a clown.
And that cost us some cash. I will note the football in his hand. That is not a regulation-sized football. Working in the NFL, I can assure you his hands are not that big.
Mm-hmm.
And I would venture to say he doesn't throw very well.
Yeah, I doubt that guy throws a tight spiral.
Here they are again, walking through. To your point, leg day skipped. For some reason, RFK likes to work out in his jeans and belt, which is a little bit strange. But again, what are you guys doing? This isn't, workout day. Like, you're just playing. Here he is again. I can't even keep a straight face looking at some of these pictures. I will point out the artwork is atrocious, or the framing rather. But I guess you're as good as what you are showing.
Yeah.
Very disappointing to see that another fake tough guy doing his thing.
Yeah, and we say it all the time. These are not serious people. This is not a Secretary of Defense who is concentrating on his job. This is not someone who builds confidence. If you serve in any of the branches of the armed forces, how can you feel confident about this guy? He's leaked secrets. He's, he's grossly incompetent. The guy's an alcoholic narcissist.
Yes.
With a low IQ, and apparently he's very paranoid too.
He must be. I want to bring up was because they ended up getting rid of this admiral. I think he's been there not even a year, and he's been pushed out. The Air Force Chief of Staff, David Alvin, is retiring 2 years into his 4-year term. He'll be out November 1st. He was asked to retire. This was not something he chose to do. And frankly, he's one of the highest members that they've been able to force out. If you're in that branch of the military, you got to be wondering what the heck is going on. These guys use everything as their personal landscape. Now you have Christy Noem living in the admiral's house. Here's this is Linda Fagan, who was a 4-star admiral. She was the first female commander of the Coast Guard. She was booted out day 2 of Trump's presidency. She was given 3 hours to leave the residency. And this is a woman that earned her stripes, so to speak. And then you have Christy Noem, who's staying in her place, rent-free. She's using the Coast Guard executive jets for her own personal travel. She's bossing around military personnel. One, she lost her mind because somebody misplaced her favorite blanket. And this all comes from fear for her. She's fearful. She feels like she was getting on the dark web. They were doxing her and death threats from cartel. Other speculation is that she was too close to her lover. So I guess anything's possible. But again, they're playing us. We know that Homeland Security is almost over budget by now. They were awfully close. And she's still grifting off of all of us. It's offensive.
Yeah, it is offensive. She's a horrible person. And this whole regime is made up of horrible people. And you're getting rid of highly qualified people that have earned their stripes, like you said, and, put the country first, put their duty to the country and their position. They put it first. These are people that fucking walk the walk and talk the talk. And you're just replacing them with horrible people that do not give a shit about this country. All they care about is showing their fealty to Trump and profiting, lining their own pockets.
Yeah, and they're doing a great job of that. That's never really a problem. And to that point, they come with this agenda. So we had RFK Jr. He hates vaccinations. He really doesn't care about anything else. Here he is, got the job. Super. Prior to our time off, he talked about ultra-processed food, which we all agree is way too prevalent, and it's a huge problem. But now that the Make America Healthy Again has come out, we're not seeing any of that. There's no restricting of sales, despite low nutrition junk foods accounting for 62% of calories consumed by American children. We're not going to change course on that. No. Pesticides was another big project of his. But we're going to try and target more and be more precise in pesticide applications. We need more research. So we're not going to change that either. The Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins, she's the winner of this because she likes status quo. I'm sure she's getting paid by the powers that be that support pesticides, that produce pesticides, and she's probably not eating it anyway. And to this point, the FDA today was warning that do not eat the radioactive shrimp from Walmart. I've never heard of such a thing. How's that even possible? How did that even happen?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's a weird combination of words I never thought I'd hear put together. But yet here we are, and at the same time, it's not even surprising.
A little bit. I mean, the radioactive part. I'm just like, what is happening here?
It's the glow-in-the-dark shrimp.
Yeah, and
on special, Walmart shoppers.
You can save on your energy costs by eating in the dark as long as you're having shrimp.
Radioactive Walmart shrimp. Yeah, it's disturbing on so many levels.
It really is. I just, like you said, I didn't think that would be something that we would tie together. So all this is happening. Trump saying everything's amazing. Lutnick was on today saying, let's not get bogged down in policy. Besant was saying,
let's not get bogged down in details. We don't need details. We'll just paint some pretty lies for you. How about that?
And I'm telling you, everything's great. Besant also saying we're bringing all this money in from tariffs, that they're going to start paying down the debt. The fact of the matter is you have to have a surplus in order to be able to pay down the debt. We don't have that. I don't know where all this money is coming from that they're taking from the American taxpayers actually buying these products and being charged these tariff prices, but it's not going to pay down our debt. I can assure you that.
These guys don't give a fuck about that.
No, they really don't. But they will tell you, Trump was talking today. This is DC. He told the story yesterday. He's continuing to tell it. He just gets on these rants about shit that makes no sense. But he had a good friend of his was out in DC and wanted to go to dinner, and that's something you couldn't do before. But in 4 days, he solved the whole crime problem in the District of Columbia because he's Trump. And now he's got people calling him up saying, oh, I never would have gone to eat, but now, thanks to you, sir, which he loves, and that's his telltale, I'm lying. Then he worked into Hannity, and it just so happened Hannity's blonde girlfriend was on Fox and Friends, and maybe a delightful, beautiful woman Sean might want to take her out. And then we're wasting our time listening to the president of our country say, oh, I better say it's her because I don't want any trouble. Stop it. It pertains to none of us, and who cares? Same thing with Vegas. Oh, the tourism, it's amazing. I mean, these are all distractions, keep in mind.
And lies.
Yeah, District of Columbia, eating out, and this is through Open Table, down 31% amid the federal takeover. He's talking about busting out and so many people are eating and whatever. That's his own personal lying machine that he just cranks up. Moving on to Vegas, again, the numbers don't lie. We talked about how the people that take cash in Vegas are getting half of their tips and half of the money that they normally would make in Vegas. He's saying it's booming. We're bringing in all kinds of cash. Well, Vegas,
a lot of things.
Yeah, and Vegas's summer numbers are down 400,000 less visitors in June than there were last June, and a lot of them are foreign abroad visitors because who wants to come into this mess and accidentally get picked up or sent to El Salvador or parts unknown?
Yeah, no. Why would you? I mean, you can go anywhere. Why would you come here for that? And, over 400,000 people. Every one of those people is coming to spend money.
Yeah.
And that's money that's not going into, American pockets.
You're absolutely right. It's, less visitors. So all of a sudden you have, less tax revenue going into these communities. You're having less workers because you don't need them. So they're not getting paid. They're sitting at home. And I just want to add to the DC part. He says what a cesspool it is and crime ridden and all this other stuff. The top 4 states with the highest murder rate. Number 1, Mississippi, red state. Number 2, Louisiana, red state. Number 3, Alabama, red state.
Red state.
And number 4, and you should take pride in this, Billy, Missouri.
Woo, we're number 4.
State. Top 4. So we're not even, DC's not even in the top 4. I don't think that they come in at number 5 either, I might add. And this is where we're going to send these troops. Now, we have had people come out and be able to talk to some of these National Guard. We have seen retired veterans come out and say, hey, you abide and respect the Constitution. It's not about party. It's not about one man. Do your job type of thing. I did see some Marines that came out in San Bernardino Valley. There were 25 Marines that came out there. Several of them were Hispanic, and they started hunting down ICE. They don't want this bullshit. They know how to talk to the locals, and they support the locals. These are hardworking people that came into this country that pay, whether they did it the right way to your specifics or whatever. They're here. They pay in. They're part of the fabric of this country, and you're shitting on them. And these ICE people don't have any credentials per se. They're not showing. They're not bringing arrest warrants. They're just picking people up. And if you're hearing stories about the DoorDash guy that got picked up. I'm waiting for my food. I don't know where it is. I come out front. Boom. They've taken him away. My driver is gone. Or the mother who comes home and her 19-year-old kid who was riding a bike is taken off the street. All that's left is his bike. And the neighbor's like, I don't know, these guys came out of a truck and took him. That's not America. That's not
No, that's 1930s Germany. Yeah, this is just, it's not good. This is, Argentina in the 70s. I mean, it's fucking bad. And the fact that every day that goes by that keeps going on, this becomes more and more normal. And that's something we really need to be concerned about, because this is not normal. This is fucking horrifying.
I'm glad you said that too, because we're going to go over some statistics, but it's the same where now you have 7 out of 10 Americans and they're afraid that there won't be Social Security for them. And again, we've talked about this in the past, but this was an argument that we had growing up. We always heard, oh, there'll be no money when you get there. Well, I'm old now. Social Security is still here. But the more you can get people to accept the fact it's not going to be there is the quicker way of taking it away. We're going to privatize it. I know the right people. They're going to handle your money. And then when they handle it improperly and you're fucked, so to speak, what do you have? You got nothing. You have no safety net. This was money that you paid in. This isn't money they're giving you. And they're treating us like a bunch of dummies, honestly.
Yeah, and they've taken this money that's supposed to be a trust fund, and for decades, I mean, they've used it to fund these shitty wars, and they treated it as a fucking slush fund.
Yeah, I mean, inside the box is an IOU. It's true, but that's not to say that people didn't actually pay in actual money from their paychecks, and they should have the money back.
Yeah, all of us, we've all paid in. We've all had that taken out of our check, and it's just, it's fucking bullshit. Especially, it really upsets me when they call it an entitlement.
Yeah, for sure.
No, the entitlement was, we're loaning you this money. We're paying into your system. You should be thanking us.
Yeah.
It's not an entitlement. You're not giving anybody anything. This is our money.
Absolutely right.
And that really, that pisses me off. I get so mad at seeing that.
Well, and they say that as they cut $1 trillion from Medicaid, your premiums are about to go up about 75% if you're lucky enough to keep your health care, for what that's worth. I don't even think it's worth a whole lot at this point. And they're going to continue to tell you how great things are. To your point about the financial part of it, I'm just upset because I know that the more they say, oh, it's not going to be there, people come to terms with it. Oh, I guess Social Security won't be there. And then you take your attention away from it. And then all of a sudden, again, they've privatized it because you're accepting of it. Oh, well, what's not? Oh, well, it's money already paid in. It's your money. That shouldn't be going anywhere other than your pocket when you need it. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
We have bankruptcies surging past 2020 pandemic levels. Office vacancies hit a new U.S. record high of 21%, which means landlords are walking, cities are losing tax revenue. And what's Wall Street doing?
Well, and it also means that companies are downsizing employees.
For sure.
We don't need this office because we got rid of everybody.
Unemployment, but we lie about those figures now. We have a new labor.
Oh, yeah. You can't trust any of these figures now. And that's the number one sign, or maybe not the number one sign, but that's a flashing sign of authoritarianism when they fire the person that puts out the numbers, who's doing their job to put, these numbers portray an accurate picture. Yeah. It's information that we need so we can see what's actually going on. And when you not only get rid of the person that's in charge of putting those numbers out, you're discounting the whole process. You're just going to put out fucking lies. You're going to end up with a fucking brain-addled old man drawing a chart with an arrow going upwards that he doesn't even know what the arrow's for. Everything's great.
The legend wasn't real clear what any of the numbers and arrows meant, but it was pointing up very highly. So,
straight up it went.
I felt pretty good about that. You're absolutely right. And then the downsizing. Now, part of that, new graduates are facing the most hostile job market since the 80s. Which is not great because you paid all this money to get educated, overcharged for education, and now you can't find a job. It's the first time in our history where new homes cost $33,500 less than an existing home. You can buy a new home cheaper than you can buy an existing home. Not even in June of 2005, which was before the 2008 financial crisis, have we ever seen anything like that.
That's crazy.
Other indicators are lumber. You can always tell from lumber when the builders are pulling back, you're not going to need so much lumber. So maybe Trump's onto something. We'll cut down less national parks because we don't need it. But it does show you that people are concerned about their finances, big ticket items, and building itself is a huge employer to a lot of people, whether you're an electrician, a plumber, a framer, whatever. You're not working at this point. And to that point, not only with the housing, but like 30% of the homes in West Virginia are owned by investors. So maybe you can write it off on your taxes if somebody's not living in your rental. But the bottom line is they still own the property. They're not giving anybody else the opportunity to do that. You have kids that aren't going to be able to graduate, get their first job, get married, have kids, and have any of that be affordable with the path that we're on.
Yeah.
Unless you come from a family of 8 children and you can really show your wealth off.
Yeah, that's about it, because it's just it's shameful to be, not. I mean, the millennials themselves have been kind of hobbled by the student debt, the crushing student debt. But now the kids coming out now, it's just unconscionable. How can you do that? You're cannibalizing these kids and their future. So morbidly wealthy investors and morbidly wealthy individuals can keep more of their fucking wealth. It's just disgusting.
And I almost feel like they're disregarding that generation and looking to the next generation, which they're going to turn into plumbers, electricians,
and little fascists. Workers. Don't forget, because Stephen Miller says we're going to educate them to be Americans, real Americans. Like, if you know any history, that should send a little bit of a chill up and down your spine. It's disgusting to hear the Jewish Nazi proclaiming, yes, we're going to teach them to be real Americans. What the fuck?
Yeah, that is pretty scary. That's scary in its own right. That guy, the less we see of him, the better it is.
Oh, he's a fucking ghoul.
And I mean, all these numbers, all the show, all the Putin coming in is all about hiding this, which is these clowns. I mean, how long ago was this photo taken?
These dupes got played.
I got the list. Don't worry.
You ain't got shit.
We don't want to talk about the Epstein files. Trump was doing some weird rant about not being real high on the getting to heaven list. And he's going to try and work hard to get to heaven, as if like his conscience is starting to talk. It's really bizarre.
Yeah, you know what? I hope he can spend that ghost quarter soon.
For sure.
And I don't think he's going to need a sweater where he's going, because I think it's going to be hot.
And he seems
a hot guy.
He's a hot guy, like the hot states we live in.
They're hot, all right. It's been miserable here.
Oh my God, yes. So to that point, this is Dan Bongino. We thought he was out. He really wanted to see the list. He put all this credibility on the fact that there was a list. And you haven't seen much of him. You thought he was fired. Some said he quit. But what they did instead was just make him the co-deputy director of the FBI. And they hired the guy from Missouri, the Attorney General of Missouri, Andrew Bailey.
Oh, that guy. What a fucking, that dude. He's a fucking Christo-fascist for sure.
And he's been in the job here since November of 2023. And off he goes to Washington. He's going to be the co-deputy director of the FBI. He's really going to help Dan out, who I don't think is showing up anymore.
Yeah, I don't think Dan's been in his office for quite some time now.
And I can understand why. These people are insane, especially her, again, leading the charge with Homeland Security. She's off. I'm not putting her up. Forget it. Anyway, the Epstein files, the Congress had subpoenaed them. It was due yesterday. They did not turn over any files, but the Department of Justice is now going to start turning over files to the House Oversight Committee starting on Friday. So they needed more time for redactions because they want to protect the innocent. A lot of innocent people here.
Yeah, sure. If it's going to come back, it's going to be one sheet.
You guys want to look through this? Here you go. It said Trump didn't do it, and everything is great.
Yeah.
I believe it. Good enough for me. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sold. Well, we'll see
Uh,
if it passes the Marjorie Taylor Greene test.
yeah, and the majority of Americans, whatever hat you're wearing, red, white, or blue, more than 80% want this list. They the victims deserve this. There are some Republicans and Democrats that are bringing victims to the hill. Um, they deserve it. They deserve to have their time. They deserve to be heard,
Yeah, they do.
and to know that Maxwell is out on work leave in her little cushy prison.
Yeah,
is
and angling
massive.
for a pardon. It's so disgusting.
It is. It's pretty awful. And you would think that we have some kind of say in all of this because we're able to vote. So this is great, right?
Oh, they're going to fix that, though. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Trump's got a plan.
And that was my next topic was, where is it? That's not it. Right here. Mail-in ballots, mail-in voting. Now, thank goodness at that summit something came out of it, and that Putin told Trump about how terrible it is to have mail-in voting. It's just the worst. And Trump really ran with that. If you saw any of the shows that he spoke up, he talked about how it's just criminal. Now, for the record, in the 2000 election or 2020 election, Trump and Melania both voted by mail in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But super deceitful now. You can see this box. I mean, all I remember of the boxes is that a couple of Republican voters tried to light one on fire. They've never had any trouble, but Trump likes to say things that, if you don't suppress mail-in, then the Democrats win. Maybe not say that stuff out loud.
He always says the quiet part out loud.
As you're trying to remove it. As we know, mail-in ballots are great for the elderly, the handicapped, people in the military overseas all vote mail-in, parents with young children, workers that have long shifts. Maybe you can't get to the ballot box. And, Putin agreed with Trump. The U.S. elections are rigged because of postal ballots. Now, I will say that 34 countries around the world do allow mail-in voting. 12 of them allow all voters. 22 of them allow some voters. And Russia has mail-in voting.
Yeah.
So,
but, by all means, let's listen to Comrade Putin. Because he knows a thing or two about free and fair elections.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, another open window.
Yeah. Do you want the tea or do you want the window?
So Trump has lawyers. They're drafting an executive order to eliminate mail-in voting, which by our Constitution, and I guess that's me and you, and maybe not the Trumpy, but the Constitution gives states the control over how they conduct elections. It has nothing to do with the federal government. It has nothing to do with executive orders from some guy who's out of his mind. It's state by state. And I think we saw, and we've talked about this before, when Trump released his Department of Justice and they wanted to go in and see the ballot boxes and they wanted all this other information from states were not willing to give it up. It's highly illegal. It's not something that they have a right to. And I feel like people are standing up to that at this point, as well as some of the other aspects of ICE and watching your neighbors get detained and hauled away for nothing.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have to. That's the only way that we can even, challenge this and attempt to turn the tide. People of goodwill are going to have to stand up and stand together.
When it's really tough because the mainstream media is not really covering it. So you
didn't see any of the protests last weekend.
That's right. So you'll see one area, maybe, but nothing to really gain momentum until it's in your neighborhood. And then it almost gets to the point where it's too late, if that's what we're waiting for. And I don't blame people in general. I just feel like, we've come to trust what we see and hear, what's presented to us on social media, through the mainstream media, and they're failing hugely.
Oh, miserably. But they don't care because it's run by billionaires.
Yeah. I guess somewhere in there, it's a tax write-off somewhere.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you really want to know what's going on, you're going to have to find out. You're going to have to look at sources like The Intercept and
Mother Jones, The
Mother
Nation.
Jones and Tom Hartman and The Nation. Yeah.
There's a ton of
And
Substacks out there that are amazing too. To your point,
mhm.
and the information's out there. It's just they're trying to gaslight us constantly.
Yeah.
KK Caroline today talking about how much success Trump had with Putin because they were asking the question from the New York Times was why did Trump, in the middle of his meeting with European leaders, step aside and call Putin? And they were on the phone for about 45 minutes. And she was like, "Oh, he made such great progress in his Alaskan meeting that when the leaders of the European Union were there, that he didn't want to offend Putin. Wouldn't have been right. The acoustics were bad." And she said, "Hey, I only you would ask this question, but I think it was a fair question. Like, why? Why wouldn't he just put it on speakerphone, or why wouldn't he be engaged with all of them, type of thing, as opposed
Mhm.
to stepping aside to see, like, what do you want me to do next, boss? Like, it projects poorly."
It does. Well, she's just a mean-spirited, miserable little troll. And, with the skeletons in her own closet, quite frankly, she's not someone to be admired or emulated or even paid attention to.
I would
She's a
agree.
joke. She's an absolute joke. She's a disgrace, just up there lying. And, every time I see her, and the times I can stand to even look at her because I try to just not pay attention because why waste my time?
Sure.
I'd like to think I can see that rot in her soul leaching out just a little bit more every time. That
Yeah.
face getting a little more droopy looking and just, yeah, she's a real piece of work.
Well, they talked about right after the Alaska meeting that her and that Wilcox, the ambassador to Russia, came out of the meeting after 2 minutes and
Hmm.
looked like they had seen a ghost. Whether that was Putin presenting to Trump all the information he has on him with Epstein, or the fact that he's got pictures, allegedly of Epstein and Melania because he knew her first, and however you want to look at that.
Yeah, there was a story that said the first time that Melania and Trump had sex, first time she saw the little mushroom was on Epstein's plane.
Wow.
Hmm. She's
And
not happy
then
about that.
and then we flew on the campaign trail, and that same flying Lolita. It's amazing how it comes around and goes around.
Yeah, right. It's just it's insane. This is just these are disgusting people. And don't forget, this was at the same summit where a staffer left the notes for the meeting, the whole itinerary in the hotel business center printer.
Yeah, 8 pages.
Mhm.
Fortunately, somebody found it, saw what it was, and gave it to the front desk. But these are not, as you always say, serious people. I
No, they're
mean,
not.
they pulled a real Hegseth with that one.
Hmm.
How does that even happen? I mean, that's extremely embarrassing, and people should be fired. But Trump doesn't like those acoustics, so he's going to make excuses for it and downplay it, and then make fun of Newscomb because that's where it's at. I
I
mean,
think they're afraid of Newsom. I think he's got them a little nervous, or maybe a lot nervous.
well, his whole uh, social media presence, where they're running with him in all the Trump poses, got the flag. He's like
All
all
caps.
ripped and jacked up, and people are like, "Oh, he's so immature," and they're downplaying what he's trying to make fun of. He's making fun of what you guys did with this other
Yeah,
guy.
because these are the people that love to dish it out, but they can't take it. They are the snowflakes. They are
Yeah,
ultra thin-skinned. They don't want to hear anything about themselves, about their dear leader. They can't take it. They can't handle it. They're the first ones in line to dish it out, but they don't want to take any of it. They're
it's
such,
amazing.
yeah, bunch of snowflakes.
It's amazing how soft they are. Their arguments are pretty lame at this point.
Hmm.
All we're saying is if the Department of Justice has this information on Epstein, the victims deserve their day in court with whoever was there. And they can discount it and say, oh, he was only on 18 flights or he only went to the island so many times. You only have to hear so many stories of what went down with these children to really get you angry.
Yeah.
The way they treated these kids, the lives that they ruined, the families that were torn apart by it, and all based on their pleasure. I mean, when Trump actually allegedly had a 20-year-old, he was pissed because he thought she was 16.
Yeah.
You got a problem, and that hasn't gone away. I mean, apparently he's still pretty active in looking for youth, and that surprises me on many fronts, but maybe not as much as it should.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget this was a guy that, bragged about being able to walk through the dressing room of half-naked teenagers.
Yeah.
Well, when you own the pageant, you can do whatever you want to. You can walk right through there.
And those are pageants. I mean, just another example that came out in some of the papers, some of the files that have been released. David Copperfield, a real fucking pig.
Whoa.
Another guy. And he was at some of these things where there were just almost like America's Got Talent, but you only had a couple judges and there was no prize. The prize was that these men were going to claim you as their own type of thing. Sorry, allegedly David Copperfield, but it sounds like you've done some really terrible things. We just have to keep waiting for the slow drip to come out. People are not forgetting. Trump's putting all this stuff out here, all this amazing news. We're making so much money. You're going to be getting your check back. Your tariff check's going to be coming to all of you. It's not.
Yeah, right.
It's a distraction. And we need the truth. We need to move on from this. But it has to be dug down to the core. Whether Epstein was murdered. I know Bill Barr already had to talk in front of Junior, I guess, had to talk in front of Congress. They're going to start bringing people in. And we need to clear the taint off this nation.
Yeah. Well, it's like, what did they say back during the Watergate era? There's a cancer on the presidency. And this is this is a deep cancer. This is just fucking, it's like flesh-eating virus. The rot is so deep. It's just unbelievable.
Don't get me started on those brain-eating amoebas, okay? Because they're out there. I mean, you just can't even make this stuff up. Stay away from still waters, even fresh water. You got a problem. And try and keep your head above water.
Jeez.
And don't eat radioactive shrimp. All right. Well,
if it's glowing, just say no.
That's right. It should be a no-brainer. So I know we're just coming back.
Leave it alone.
I don't want to over tax you, so I'm going to jump to a couple of happy endings. One is right here. It's a friend of ours, an old friend. His birthday, Bobby Hebert, real class act, an old school football player that knew how to treat people well.
Hebert was the best. That guy was amazing. Tough as nails. Just great guy in the locker room. He was just so genuine and just such a good dude. He was a total pro. Hebert had seen it all, done it all, and he still used to wear his Michigan Panthers windbreaker around. But my enduring memory of Bobby is outside the visiting locker room and out in the old Sun Devil Stadium. Bobby just standing there with his hat on, buck naked, a big dip and a dip cup in his hand, big dip in his mouth, holding a dip cup with his hand on his dick, just right out there.
Yes, and that hat was like sweat stained, and eventually the call was put some clothes on, Hebert.
Come on, Hebert. And so many guys would ask for so much stuff. Bobby asked for one hat at the beginning of camp, and he wore it all season. And I just remember him saying, hey man, if you're going to get a hit, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Yeah, for sure.
Just old school tough and just a great guy. I mean, I remember every offseason he would, he made sure to take all of the equipment guys, not together, but individually, take you out for dinner and to a Hawks game. He had season tickets on the floor and just spend time with you and hang out, man. Hebert was 1 in a million.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Bobby.
Happy birthday, Hebert.
And next up is my other happy ending, which is this guy, the Great Dane. Also having a birthday. This is Morten Andersen, Hall of Famer Morten Andersen.
Great dude.
Again, you get the pleasure to work with some of these guys, and I don't know what the league is like today, but Mort was a class act. Was he a little bit goofy? I mean, kickers are. They're like goalies, I guess, in hockey too. But always treated you with respect. Didn't demand, but you wanted to do the things that he would ask for you, whether it was, how he wanted the balls, worked, or fill in the blank. But with special teamers, it was a little bit different. He would be around the locker room a little bit more when those guys were on the field. He would come in, so you could have a little bit more downtime with them, and just really, again, genuine, and a stud kicker. I mean, my gosh, he was one of the original big leg kickers. I think that one season he had eight 50-yard kicks or longer.
Oh, he had 3 in that one game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was incredible, man.
He had that special shoe he had to have. You better not mess that up. Bring his shoes. Just like Gene and his thumb guards. It was something you didn't forget. But again, both guys were great guys that you wanted to do. You didn't want to let them down. I was new in the league. We were in New Orleans. We knew with about 5 minutes left, it was going to come down to a kick for Morton. And I made the rookie mistake of going near the kicker. And he wasn't a dick, but he was just matter of fact saying, these aren't the times to like be around. And I respected that, and I learned from it. And again, he wasn't angry. I mean, I've been chased around by many a kicker. Robbie Gould wasn't that happy. Who was the kicker? His brother was with the Cardinals.
The dude that tore up his ACL, right?
By celebrating, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember his name, but
spacing on another guy that chased me around, thought I was messing with the footballs. I mean,
Bill Walsh yelled at you.
Well, we're not going into that area. But my point is, the kickers, you show the respect, and you would hope to get it back. Some of these guys get it, but Mort was a true professional. He is a Hall of Famer, and a happy birthday wish to him.
And a great dude, man. I remember a year after I was out of the league, when the team was playing in New Orleans. Mort owned that town. He'd been there for a long time. He was a Saints legend. And I went down I flew down to hang out with Homeboy, who was still on the staff. And I remember, seeing Mort, and he's like, hey, a bunch of us are going to dinner at Emerald's place, so come on with us. And just a classy thing to do. That's the kind of guy Mort was. And, it was an awesome dinner, great time. I was no longer with the team, but it was, you're still one of his guys. So that was very cool. It's something that, I don't forget.
For sure. Hence why they called him the Great Dane.
And he wore the biggest helmet on the team.
This is true. Yeah, pretty amazing guy. I forgot he did kick for the Chiefs. He was also in Minnesota, the Giants, all teams that I kind of forgot that he was on. But
I remember when I was living in San Diego, when the Chiefs came out to play the Chargers, going to meet him and Dan at the team hotel the night before their game.
Oh, nice. Here's Mort on one of the biggest stages. I still remember that game.
Yeah, that was an amazing game.
And another famous photo from that is Schreiber and Gino after the kick. Just never seen happier guys. And
and Gene lamenting that photo now. He's like, oh, God, we look like tools. Like, no, man, are you kidding me?
It's in NFL films, and it's pretty amazing. So, yeah, I don't know. I really appreciate the guys that act like professionals and do right by you. So, again, happy birthday to Mort and Bobby. Hopefully they're having good days.
Yeah, I hope so. They were great dudes.
Absolutely. Well, those are my happy endings after diving back into this cesspool, so to speak. But
that's just what we needed. That was perfect. So
nice ending.
I can't top that. That's the perfect happy ending for this.
Well, since we were there together, I think we can share that happy ending, and always appreciate that time in Atlanta.
Yeah, it was special. We were really fortunate to be able to do that.
Absolutely. Met a lot of really good people. All right, Billy. Well, I appreciate your time today, and welcome back. And we'll see what the rest of the day brings. I will be picking you up for ice later.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Well, you have a good day, and I'll talk to you in a bit.
All right, you too, buddy. Good job.
All right, you too. Talk to you soon.
See ya.
See ya. I don't know why the music's not rolling. Thank you. Glitch.
You hate the music.
I'll see you.